Hello and welcome to this video. My name is Aniruddha, call sign is Victor Uniform number 3, Foxtrot Mike Lima. In this video, we are going to see how to set up an APRS station at home. Let's quickly go through the parts that we will be using for this project. The first is the Raspberry Pi Zero 2W, a suitable case for it. We would require micro USB to USB adapter. The power supply we are going to use is 5 volt 3 amperes with a micro USB plug, a suitable SD card. I'm using 32 GB. Use at least class 10 or faster. We would also require SD card reader. We'll be using the all-in-one cable, AIOC dongle, along with a regular USB to USB-C cable. The radio for the project is Baofeng UV82. Along with these parts, we'll also require few softwares. The first one is the SDR card formatter to format the SD card, Raspberry Pi imager to install the Raspberry Pi operating system onto the SD card, advanced IP scanner to find out the IP address assigned to the Raspberry Pi by your Wi-Fi router, and PuTTY to SSH into the Raspberry Pi. So these were the parts and the softwares that would be required. Now let's see the process. Okay, so let's start by inserting the SD card into the SD card reader. I'm doing it right now behind the scenes, and we'll be formatting this SD card using the SD card formatter. So let's open the SD card formatter. E drive is the SD card. I'm using 64 GB right now, and that's the volume label. We'll just do a quick format. It will erase everything that's there on the SD card. The formatting has been completed. We close it, and then let's go and see what's the next step. We will be installing the Raspberry Pi operating system. We'll be using Raspberry Pi OS Legacy 64-bit Lite version. Okay, so let's go to the Raspberry Pi imager. We'll choose the device as a Raspberry Pi Zero 2W. We'll choose the operating system. Now here we go into Raspberry Pi OS Other, and then we'll scroll down to Legacy 64-bit Lite, and then we'll choose the mass storage device, which is nothing but our SD card, and press next. Now it's asking, would you like to apply OS customization settings? We'll go to edit settings. This is something that was there when I did it last time. Anyways, I will be keeping the host name same as APRS Mobile. You can keep it anything. Then you set the username and password for it. You have to configure the wireless LAN. So the SSID and password. Okay, I've entered the SSID and password. I will uncheck the hidden SSID. Wireless LAN country is going to be India, and the time zone is Asia, uh, Kolkata. The keyboard layout, I've kept it blank. I'm just going to save it. And then it will ask, would you like to apply OS customization settings? I'm going to press yes. All the existing data on mass storage device will be erased. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes. And now it is writing the image onto the SD card. So I will pause here and come back when the writing and verification is completed. Okay, the verification process is about to complete and is finalizing. Okay, so it says Raspberry Pi Raspberry Pi OS Legacy 64-bit Lite has been written to mass storage device. You can now remove the SD card from the reader. We'll just continue and close this. So we have the operating system on to the SD card. Now let's see what we have to do next. We have already done all these settings. Okay, so now we have put the Wi-Fi SSID and the password into the Raspberry Pi, and our Wi-Fi router is going to assign uh, an IP address to the Raspberry Pi. So we need to find that out. But before that, I'm going to remove the SD card from the SD card reader and then put it in the Raspberry Pi and boot it up. And I will come back with the next steps. Okay, so I have powered up the Raspberry Pi 02W and it has booted up. And hopefully now it must have connected to the Wi-Fi router. Now we want to find out what is the IP address assigned to the Raspberry Pi by the Wi-Fi router. For that, I'm going to use the advanced IP scanner. Now I know that the IP address of my Wi-Fi router is 192.168.1.1, and so I'm going to put a range of .1 to .254. Let's start the scan, and I've got a couple of more Raspberry Pis running in my shack here, so I know their IP addresses. So let's see the new one. This is my laptop connected to the same Wi-Fi router. That's the Wi-Fi router. 120 and 122 are the two Raspberry Pis I know which are there in my shack. This is the new one. So 192.168.1.143 is the new IP address, and hopefully that would be the one assigned to this Raspberry Pi 02W. To confirm that, we can go and open PuTTY, and under host name or IP address, I'm going to put 192.168.1.143. That is what we found out. I'm going to press open, going to accept it, and it says login as, and our login ID was APRS mobile, and I had also entered a password earlier, and let's see. Okay, we are in. So we are into the Raspberry Pi OS. And here you can see the username and the device name or the host name that we are given while we were installing the OS. So let's see the next steps now. Okay, so we have done all these things. We have SSH'd into the Raspberry Pi. We have logged in, and these steps are over. Now, it is just to be noted that we have not done the other connection from the USB to the AIOC to the radio. So we have, at this point of time, we have just powered up the Raspberry Pi. So we should keep that in mind that the other connection to the radio has not been done yet. So let's see what we need to do. We have to install all the requirements. This is the part of where we are going to install the requirements for the Direwolf software that we'll be installing. I'm not an expert in Linux. I've just made this document by collecting information from various sources. I'll be giving credit to them at the end of the video. But this document I've made so that the users can just copy paste uh, the commands, and we'll do that. So I've copied the first one and right clicking it, and it's going to do its thing. Right now it is updating, and I will speed up the process wherever it is necessary. Okay. Okay, so we have completed the requirements. Now we will start the process of compiling Direwolf and installing it. So we are going to follow the same method. I'm just going to copy paste. And I know for some people it will be very boring, but this is for my friends who are not expert enough in Linux like me. Okay, now here you want to insert your username, the username that you would be deciding uh, at these places you see where it's written your user. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy and I'm gonna paste it here and a space, and my username was APRS mobile. Okay, and enter. Okay, so similar way for all of these, and space and enter. Okay, this group pulse access I used to get every time. I don't know, but I also know that it doesn't matter. So we'll just go ahead. If someone knows it, please let me know what that is. I've been getting that error in my previous install as well, but I don't know what it is. But it never made any difference. Okay, and the last one. Okay, so up to this point, we had only connected this black cable. This is nothing but the power supply. We had not connected the USB cable. So the USB, micro USB to USB adapter, and the regular USB to the USB C cable connected to the AIOC dongle. So this connection, the white one, we had not made it yet. So this is time where we make this connection. I have already done that. Make sure the light on the AIOC is on, which tells us that it is connected and powered up. So once this is done, we are going to get to know the sound cards. The AIOC is nothing but the sound card. So I'm just going to copy this command and paste it. Don't worry, I had to clear the screen, and you should do it in the next step. So here it shows me card 1 as the AIOC card, and the device is 0. So you should note down these: card 1 and device 0. Okay. So another command that you can do is cm108. So I'm again going to copy paste, and here also you see card 1 device 0. Now let's see what we have to do next. So assign a name to the USB socket. So what happens is that here we have we are seeing card 1 and device 0, but if you power cycle the Raspberry Pi, which means you shut it off and shut it on again, switch it on again, these card numbers might change. And so then it becomes difficult for us to use the AIOC, because you will be connected at a certain USB socket. And if the card numbers keeps on changing, we would be entering these card number and device number into the config. If it changes, then it's not going to connect. So what we need to do is assign a name to the USB socket. So even if the card number changes, the name still remains the same. And that's what we are going to put in the config file. So here we saw it is card 1 and device 0. We need to make a file and then copy paste everything below. So here, all this into that file. And then we have to save and exit. So let's do one by one. Let's go to sudo nano and this path. I'm just going to, so this is the file that opened, it's blank. And we are going to copy paste this, yes, into it, like so. And then to save this, we have to do Control X, save modified buffer. We write yes, and then we are going to write onto the same file. So we are going to just enter, and we have done that. So that's what I mean here when I say save and exit. Control X, then Y, and then enter. Okay. There may be a shorter method, but we are not experts. Okay. So that's how we are doing. Anyway, we can learn. All right. So once we have done that, it says that reboot it once, reboot the device once. So I'm going to do just that, sudo reboot, or you can copy paste, and shows us that it is no longer connected. So we just have to click OK and close it. We open the SSH, the, the putty one more time, and enter 192.168.1.143. That was our IP address. Now you can actually uh, save this so that you don't have to enter it manually every time. So I'm just going to say, let's say APRS. Uh, this is the video I'm making, so I'm going to write APRS underscore video for for the sake of it, and I'm just going to save. Okay, so now if I scroll down, there is APRS underscore video. So when I click this and load, it's going to give the IP address. So like for example, for my other devices, if I load it, it changes. So similar way, we have saved it here. So I load it and then open. Okay. So again, the same process, our user name, APRS mobile. Okay. And then the password. Now you won't be able to see the password because there's nothing on the screen, but it gets written and then you enter, and now you are at the prompt again. So we have done this. We go to the root. We just did this. Okay. Now for to being to be safe, we are going to disable all the other ports that are not necessary. Okay, like the HDMI and any audio out 3.5 mm there might be. So we are just going to switch it off so that the only port to which we are connected stays active. So there is no way of changing the numbers, which I explained earlier. So this is just one more step that we can do. So let's go to sudo nano and this config.txt. We are going to just enter, and here we have to find this one, dtparam equal to audio. This is on in the file, we have to make it off. Okay, so we just have to make it off. Okay, and then the next one is enable drm vc4 v3d driver. So there I have to write comma no audio. So let's find that out. msv3d, yeah, it's the same one. And then I have to write a comma no audio at the end of this, right? Okay, control X, Y, and then enter. Okay, so we have done this step as well. Now we have to set the audio levels. Now this is something that you need to do a couple of times to tune, so that the audio levels are not extreme for the output as well as for the input. So to do that, we have to copy this and enter. Right now we have to press F6 to select the device, and our device is this. That's the AIOC card. I press enter, and we see these two levels. Keep them as a starting point. Keep them at, let's say, 80. Okay, both of them. You can use the arrow keys to do that. Okay, so this is a starting point. I'm not saying these are the correct levels. It will vary. We'll see ahead. Now I'm just going to press escape to get out. Okay, now we need to store these settings. So this is the command for that. I'm just going to copy and paste it and enter. So that stored those settings. Now, it's time to configure the direwolf.com file. This is the all important file. So we'll be doing it next. Okay, to open the direwolf.com file, I'm going to copy paste this command over here and enter. And now we are into the configuration file of Direwolf. And we go down to a device, right? And we are going to uncomment this statement over here. And we remove the hash in front of it to uncomment it. Now here it's 1 and 0, even though that's right, but we have named it. So we are going to enter Fred, comma 0, right? Now, the second one, the channel remains 0 that we see here. Okay. So next, my call. So here we have to enter your call sign -10. That's the SSID. If it's home station, you can keep it -10. Now, in my case, for the sake of this video, really, um, I'm going to make it as a mobile station and not a home station. So mine will vary, but you can keep it whatever you call sign -10. So here I'm just going to make it VU3 FML -9. Okay, 9. So that's that. Next, modem 1200 and PTT is CM108. We go back again. The modem 1200 is not there, so we can just uncomment it by removing the hash and then change this one to 1200. Not a problem. Okay. So going ahead, we have to uncomment this as well. PTT CM108. Okay. What's next? Okay. We come to the beaconing part. So they have given some examples of beacons, but you can copy these. But here you have to remember one thing. You have to enter your latitude and your longitude. Okay. And there is a specific format for it, which you can find out. I will show you that as well. But for example, if I copy this, okay, and I'm going to paste it here, right? Okay. You can go to the aprs.fi, and if you scroll to any location that you want, so on the top right here, you get the location. So the next one is the power. I'm going to use 5 watts. Height is 5 meters above the ground. The antenna height again is 4. I'm just going to keep it 1. The height is 5 is okay. This doesn't matter. Then here you need to enter your comment, whatever it is. So I can write VU3FML mobile node, anything that would identify it. And the path wide 1 dash 1 and wide 2 dash 1. We'll keep it just like that. So we have successfully written a beacon. Now we go ahead. Now there's another beacon. So this is the Igate beacon. Okay, we'll come to that when we set the Igate. So right now we will just keep it, or you can copy it. Not a problem at all. The other one is the C beacon. So this is the customized beacon, and it will give out a Morse code um, every 15 minutes. Okay, and the Morse code is your call sign. Okay, so I go here again, and I can enter here and then paste that here. And here you need to put your call sign and not mine. I need to change that here. It should be your call sign. Yeah. So let me just do it, because by mistake it can announce my call sign if you copy paste it blindly. Okay. So that's that. Okay. Save it once. Okay. So now next we need to activate the Digipeater function of this. So we go ahead. We have not yet put the beacon for iGet. We will do that. So this is the Digipeater. Now I'm just going to uncomment this, and this is nothing but the same thing that we have in the document. So no need to do anything else. We go ahead, and now we start an iGate. So I uncomment this. Okay. And right now, if you are in North America, this one is correct. I'm in Asia, so I'm just going to use asia.aprs2.net. It's given here. Okay. So not a problem. Or you can keep it same. It's not going to matter much. Okay. So now we have started the internet server. Here we need to log into it. So I'm going to uncomment this. And here you need to enter your call sign. Okay. So VU3FML, it's going to be 9. And now this is the your pass code, what you see here. So to find that, you need to go to the APRS passcode generator. I will include this link. So you know what it means, right? You you have your call sign dash SSID and the passcode. So you go to this website and it's right over here, okay? And you enter a VU3FML. No need for a SSID, just generate and you see you got the passcode. This is unique to this call sign, okay? So you copy it. For your call sign, you enter your call sign here and whatever number comes, you copy it. And then you go back here and we'll delete this and right click and you got the passcode there. Okay, now we go ahead, we uncomment this also. So this is to transmit by RF whatever is being received over over the Igate. So I'm going to uncomment, leave everything just like that, and that's it. So we have completed till here. Okay, now we had left out the beacon for Igate. So every now and then it's going to give uh, a beacon directly onto the internet. So I'm going to just go up again to the beacon section here, and I'm going to enter at the last one and right click again. So here it shows send to IG, that is Igate, every 30 minutes. And here again we need to enter the latitude and longitude of our station. It is similar. Here you can write your own comment, right? So I'm going to write VEU3FML Igate IG node. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so from from this section we have completed everything. We need to save and exit. So I'm going to do just that. All right. So I'm going to do Control X and Y and enter. That's it. So what does it say next? We need to set the direwolf to start automatically. Okay. So if the direwolf fails, it needs to be started automatically, or at the boot also it needs to be started automatically. So paste and cd home and then change directory aprs mobile. That's my username. Okay. And now I and paste it and enter and okay. So it's done. Now cron tab E. So we go here and okay. Here you choose the nano as one and enter. And at the end of the file, we need to copy paste something. Uh, this we did. We need to copy paste this. Okay. And here username we need to enter. Okay. So my username was APRS mobile. And we are done. So again, Control X, right to go for yes, and contact enter. All right. So we have done this as well. Okay. Now we are going to set Darwell to start at boot with screen. Okay. So we are just again going to follow the same process. Okay. We are going to create this direwolf.service. Enter. Okay. Now we need to copy paste the below, right? And your user have to be your username. You need to change it till the target. Yeah. So copy and paste it here. Just go and change. There are how many? Three. So here you need to go and change to APRS mobile. Again, this needs to be your user name, APRS mobile, and APRS mobile. Okay, and we are done here. So again, Control X, write to buffer, and enter. That's it. Okay, so now we have saved and exited, and now I'm just going to do a reboot, and then we are going to SSH into it again. So uh, sudo reboot. That's it. We click this and we try to SSH into it again. Good thing we had saved. Okay. Okay, we are at the command prompt. Next, what do we have to do? We have done the login. Okay, now we need to set the frequency of APRS. For India, it is 144.630. It may be different at your end in your country. Just tune the radio to that. Connect the AIOC to the Baofeng radio. Now this time it is connected. Do not use rubber ducky antenna because if the rubber ducky antenna is here and when it transmit, it interferes with the AIOC card and it may put the AIOC card into transmit and it may get stuck there. So always use external antenna. And you can also install the ferrite beads like seen here. And then you can keep the volume knob to 75% to start with. We need to fine tune it later on. So I've done that. Let me just switch on the radio. Okay. Now you can open the screen by copying this and pasting it here. And there you go. So uh, now it got connected to the Igate and it's giving out the Morse code that we set. You won't be able to hear it right now, but it's happening. And now the beacons will come into play. So it's going to give out a beacon. G is the eye gate, so it has beaconed on the eye gate, and it has also given out a beacon for the node. This is the RF beacon. So there you go. Something received. View 3YK. His signal received. So here you see audio input level is too high. It's giving a message, and it's because it is 113. Okay, so he needs to dial down his audio in order to make this come up to 50. But it's still receiving, not a problem. And then once it received, it also digipeated the signal. So like this way, it's going to perform. So anyways, the whole intention of this video was to demonstrate how to install everything and configure everything. I hope it made some difference. I hope it gave you some kind of clarity and good luck with your project. So this is View 3 FML signing off.